Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Thursday, November 16th, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And
Mike He's out there trying to fix our listener platforms that have been screwed up, y'all. And we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all, and that's a fact. And sometimes these things happen, and we didn't know they had happened, and y'all kept messaging, et cetera, and finally we figured out, some stuff going on, just business stuff. So
that's right.
Ago's taking care of that, and it's all good. So, and it's Thursday.
Thursday.
Not Taco Tuesday.
No.
Thursday.
That's right.
And then not so thirsty this morning, but it'd be all right.
It was Thirsty Wednesday.
Right.
That's it.
Anyway, all right, well, let's get with it, homie. Let's do this. Into some crime time for Thursday.
And we're going to start off in Ocala, Florida. Ocala. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah,
Ocala?
I think so.
Thank goodness.
I'm sure somebody will correct us.
Oh, yeah, trust me. It'll be 9 messages. Yeah. An Army veteran has stopped a carjacking at a Starbucks.
Wow.
How about that?
Hero on him.
So an Army veteran managed to stop some trouble brewing at a local Starbucks by grabbing a man who was trying to carjack a woman's vehicle. Shane Spicer was waiting for his coffee. At the same time, police were chasing after a man who broke into a home and stole a car. Just getting started with my day. I maybe had been awake 20 to 25 minutes, and I live about a mile from that Starbucks, Spicer said. The suspect, later identified as Michael Prouty, crashed the vehicle in a busy intersection and took off running towards the Starbucks where Spicer was getting his coffee fix. Dash cam video showed Prouty getting out of the crashed vehicle and then running towards another vehicle in the Starbucks drive-thru. Spicer watched the whole thing, sprinting up to Starbucks, and he didn't look like a Starbucks coffee drinker. Oh, Lord. Then he yanked the girl out of the car, and it was just kind of instinctive for me, Spicer said. Spicer ran after Prouty and managed to hold him until police arrived to take the suspect into custody. Prouty, who has 13 felony convictions since 2000. Now, those people don't even need to be out on the road, right?
Yeah, right.
Was taken into custody, and he now faces multiple charges in different jurisdictions. Ocala police charged him with fleeing and eluding, attempted carjacking, and several other charges. Although several people were hurt in the intersection crash, Spicer was only a little out of breath after his encounter, which was witnessed by his girlfriend and young daughter. So, yeah. Wow. I bet the girlfriend liked that.
Yeah. Well,
he got some extra special treatment that night.
Don't you think, I'd like to think that I would have done the same thing, right?
Yeah.
That dude deserves free Starbucks for life.
He really, Starbucks, if you're listening.
You're going to step up like, Kramer got in his lawsuit, free coffee for life.
Man, that's a good idea. Yeah. And he was quoted as saying, I feel like if you got the ability to watch out for someone that you should, I would just hope that someone would do the same for my family. Yeah, so awesome. How about that? Army vet.
Gotta love it.
Taking it back.
Gotta love it.
That's it. And not in my case.
Who knows what happened if he hadn't done it? I mean, he might have killed someone or
13 felonies. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't going to stop until somebody stopped him. So good for you, Mr. Spicer. I'll buy you some Starbucks, buddy. That's right.
So, Ocala, Florida. Well, you like horse racing?
I'll watch it if I'm not doing anything else. Yeah. I'm not a huge horse racing fan, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, I used to go like Evangeline Downs. It's relatively inexpensive. You go in and get a table and sit down and have beers and stuff and bet a couple dollars. You're not degenerate gamblers like some of those people out there. You can tell they're betting their rent money. But I'll tell you about a really tragic situation. And if you're an animal lover, you might not want to hear this. But a barn fire in Nichols, New York on Thursday morning caused the death of over 24 horses and the injury of one individual. And according to the New York State Police, an investigation revealed that Boyd H. Finn of Athens, Pennsylvania, entered the barn at Tioga Downs Casino Complex and intentionally set a fire. That's a big racetrack. Or now they've, all the racetracks have slot machines and stuff in them, or most of them do. But it's apart from the death of multiple racehorses, his actions caused thousands of dollars worth of damage, according to the New York State Police. And one person who attempted to save the horses suffered second-degree burns and was transported to the hospital for treatment. And the work of multiple agencies was needed to put out the fire. And according to the state police, the burning flames were put out by the collaborative efforts of the Nicholas Tioga Center and Waverly Barton Fire Departments. Pennsylvania Fire Departments also responded to the scene. So Chairman of American Racing and Entertainment, Jeff Gurl, said on Facebook that the tragedy was a loss no one could have imagined or expected. It is an active investigation, so we're not able to comment any further at this time. We'd like to express our sincere gratitude for all the first responders who rushed in to our aid, and we have a wonderful community, and we are honored to be a part of it, his statement on Facebook said. Fenton, 32, was charged with third-degree arson, third-degree burglary, second-degree criminal mischief, and second-degree assault. And he was arraigned and locked up in jail in Tioga. The New York State Police confirmed that their investigation remains ongoing and offer condolences to affected individuals and families that lost their beloved animals during this tragic accident. Isn't that crazy?
That is. And
24, bro, this racehorse is worth a lot of money to begin with.
That was what I was going to ask you.
I don't know what the motive would be unless he lost on a horse and was pissed off, or somebody paid him to go in and they collect insurance money. I'm sure they're going to find out because.
Or just some idiot that like to watch fires, pyromaniac.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. I guess the hay and all and the wood set it on fire. I don't know.
Like matchsticks.
24 horses, bro.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Because that's serious horses. That ain't no mule.
Yeah, right. And people love their horses, bro. Especially their race horses. I mean, that's a lifestyle. And in Louisiana we have probably the best jockey pool that's ever come out. Probably won more Kentucky Derbies and Vermont Stakes. Absolutely. All the jockeys from around Lafayette.
I mean,
Yep. So, but anyway, I hate to hear that. But
speaking of,
I don't know how you didn't get any animal charges on it, but
they're coming probably.
Right,
I'm sure. And speaking of horses, this just popped in my head, and it's not really related. But you ever seen City Slickers? Maybe City Slickers.
Yeah. What's his name? Billy
Crystal.
Yeah, Billy.
And they had the old man that played kind of the tough cowboy character.
Right.
And he said, "There's one thing in life," and Billy Crystal says, "Your finger." What's the most important thing in life? That was a great movie.
What was that old guy's name? I don't know. I know you're talking about. I think he's dead now, but
I have no idea why that popped in my head, but it did when you're talking about horses. Yeah. I think I'd want to do that. Going for those of you that's never seen it, they get together. All these guys are from the city, and they do they get on horseback and they go through the West.
A trail ride.
Yeah.
I like extended camping out and all that. Yeah.
That's it. I'm doing that one day.
You go.
Bucket list. All right, so we're gonna bring you. We're gonna tell you a crazy story right here, and look. If you've ever watched on YouTube, I'm kind of a freak for watching these Senate hearings. I don't know. They're I get popcorn because they can get exciting, but they have one happen recently as yesterday that was really exciting. And I'm going to tell you about it. It was a Senate committee hearing, and there's a senator. His name is Mullen O'Brien, or Senator Mullen, rather. Senator Mullen is a part of a committee, and he is also, for those of you that may not realize it, a former cage fighter.
Right.
This dude's built like nobody's business, right? And he can fight.
Yeah,
he did it for a living.
Right. The UFC.
Right. Yeah. So a Senate committee hearing yesterday appeared to be on the brink of a physical altercation as a Republican senator stood up and threatened to fight a labor leader as the committee's chairman, Bernie Sanders, tried to play peacemaker. Now, can you picture that, y'all? Bernie Sanders is up there in age, and he's trying to break up a fight between a UFC fighter and
who's the senator?
Basically a leader of the Teamsters,
undeclared mobster.
That's right. Yeah. So, sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults and we can finish it here. That from Senator Mullen of Oklahoma, as he was talking to Teamsters President Sean O'Brien during a Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee hearing after reading a tweet in which O'Brien said he could take the senator anytime or any place. Okay, that's fine. Perfect, O'Brien responded. You want to do it now, Mullen asked. I would love to do it right now, O'Brien said, prompting Mullen to say, well, stand your butt up then. This is all real, y'all.
Referee in this.
I'm telling you, you stand your butt up, big guy, O'Brien said. Mullen, a former MMA fighter, stood up from his chair and seemed set on making his way over to where the Teamsters president was sitting. Stop it. Hold it. No, sit down, said Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, the chairman of the committee, in an attempt to calm the pair down. You're a United States senator. Sit down.
Right.
Both Mullen and O'Brien asked permission from Sanders to respond to each other, but Sanders denied the request. You two continued to go back and forth for several minutes. You challenged me to a cage fight, acting like a 12-year-old, O'Brien said, after Mullen accused him of being quiet in the face of a challenge. We're not here to talk about physical abuse, Sanders said. Mullen then pointed a finger at O'Brien and called him a thug, which caused O'Brien to call Mullen disrespectful. The two then told each other that they both don't respect one another, causing Sanders to interject yet again. So this was such a crazy situation. Here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to pop the clip in of that, the exchange between Senator Mullen and the leader of the Teamsters, O'Brien, and it's right here.
Tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. No, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down.
Look at you.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond, Mr.
Hold it. If
Hold
we
on.
can't, no,
This is
I have the
what he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and bullies.
And
I don't like you because you
Hold
just
it.
described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic.
Yeah.
You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet. You challenged me to a cage match, acting like a 12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse me. Hold it. No, excuse me.
I will say exactly.
Senator Mullen, I have the mic. You have questions on any economic issues, anything that said, go for it. We're not here to talk about physical abuse.
You brought.
We're not
him
talking
in.
about. Of course, I did.
And let me show you his hearing, because I want to expose this thug to who he is. And
If you don't point at me, that's disrespectful.
All right.
I don't care about respecting you at all. I
don't
respect
respect
people
you
that I
at all.
respect. So
All right, hold it. No.
You're one of the most elite people
please.
acted.
Please. All right. This is excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hearing to discuss economic issues. All right. If you have questions for Mr. O'Brien or anybody else on what he has said, go for it. But we're not here to talk about fights, or anything else.
I'm quoting exactly what he said.
So as you heard there, that is something that, as much as I watch hearings, Woody, I don't see that every day.
That dude's gonna wake up with a horse head in his bed or something. I think that guy is a straight up gangster, and then the U.S. Senator, I don't know what he's thinking. You think they'd have the Capitol Police or somebody in there break up? Bernie Sanders get his own ass whipped.
Yeah,
Bernie Sanders could whip his way out of wet paper bag.
It's and you can hear in that clip he was nervous, like he didn't want to have to break that thing up.
That's crazy.
Pretty funny stuff going on in the United States Senate these days.
Crazy. You know, we talk a lot about like the apps like OnlyFans and stuff like that, and I'm still trying to get Ago's login for it. But what about the one they have like apps for sugar daddies? The girls who they're like,
that's
right.
right.
You pay my bills, and I do this for you.
That's what I hear.
That's kind of where this next door is kind of go in that angle. So at Daytona Beach, back to Florida, y'all, love triangle reached a violent climax after a 20-year-old woman was arrested for firing shots into a woman's car while her 1-year-old child was in the back seat with a gun belonging to her sugar daddy.
Oh,
yep. So Zara Percy, who is believed to be the mistress of the victim's boyfriend, was arrested and charged with shooting into a vehicle, which is a felony, y'all. And the incident happened in front of an apartment complex in Daytona Beach around 9 p.m. on November the 4th. The woman who was shot flagged down deputies and told them that while she was on her way to Wendy's with her child, she noticed a car parked in front of their building. And the car was spotted driving past her home a few times in the days leading up to the incident, and the woman wanted to know why, right?
Sure.
The mom did. So the woman parked close to the car for about 2 minutes before she saw her boyfriend and daughter's father walk out of an unknown apartment with an unknown woman, the report said. The woman was later identified as Percy. She has a gun, someone shouted. Witnesses said they saw the woman and Percy having a verbal argument. Percy was then seen running to her car, opening the trunk, grabbing an object, and then pointing it down the street toward the direction of the victim, according to surveillance footage obtained by the deputies. She fired a couple shots directed at the woman's car where her 1-year-old child was sitting in the back seat before fleeing the scene with an unnamed person. The woman said she had never seen Percy before, and the woman and her child were not injured in the incident. 2 shell casings and a live bullet were found directly in front of the apartment building, according to the affidavit, and the gun, however, was not found at the scene. That is crazy.
The lesson of that story is don't get a sugar baby.
Don't be driving
if you're a sugar daddy.
And tell her don't drive out of your place and park it. You know, I don't get it. I thank God that baby wasn't killed.
It's just in these decisions that are just that's so stupid.
What do you hope to gain by shooting
whole life
rounds down the street?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I mean, and she's going to jail.
Yeah,
and
she's definitely going to jail
over stupidity. But don't stay out of that if you're an older man with some money.
Right.
They don't play like they used to. That's for sure.
Oh, Lord. All right. Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
All right, so we're going to talk about, and look, pronunciation police. Mm-hmm. I used to say Zelle, and then somebody told me it was Zelle.
Oh, Lord.
But the payment app that, if you're familiar with it, it's similar to like PayPal and stuff like that. But it's a peer-to-peer payment service where people can send money, et cetera. But there's a lot of scams, and I tell y'all about these scams on the show a lot because I want people to stay informed. And look, the people will fall for anything these days. And banks that participate in Zelle, which is a peer-to-peer payment service, have begun refunding the money to victims of fraud amid pressure from lawmakers. Now, get this. Since June 30th, more than 2,000 financial firms have begun reversing transfers from their customers made to scammers who impersonated officials from the government, banks, and other service providers in so-called imposter scams. So basically, they'll call and they'll say, this is the IRS and you owe some money.
You can pay down payment on or whatever.
We need your debit card, that kind of thing. Banks have historically resisted calls to reimburse victims of these types of scams. They would argue that federal rules only require them to issue refunds from money taken out of customers' bank account by hackers, as opposed to fraudulent payments. So the bank's stance on this is, your account wasn't hacked where you couldn't control it. This was a situation where you gave over your information.
I don't think the bank should have to pay it, though.
So EWS, which is basically a company that is facilitating all these claims, says they haven't publicly disclosed how much money it plans to return to customers, but it's a ton. 7 large banks, including Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Wells Fargo, launched Zelle in 2017 to compete with PayPal, Venmo, and other payment apps. According to an investigation, Zelle users lost roughly $440 million just in 2021 to fraud. That's just crazy. In 2021. So if y'all, hopefully our listeners haven't fell for any of that, but I'm sure there's some out there that have, sadly.
I don't get it.
Imposter fraud. Get this, Woody. In 2022, losses accounted for $2.6 billion. Would it be?
I don't understand that. I mean, I guess they got super smart criminals and some super dumb people, but
some people can just start talking, and the next thing you know, you're taking your clothes off.
All right. Pulling money out of them.
Or maybe that's just me.
Right, yeah.
But all joking aside, it is a serious problem. And, you know, our personal banker, Lori Johnson at Hancock Whitney, one of the most passionate people I've ever seen.
Best banker ever.
Best banker ever. And look, she has told me, you know, that's something for her that she takes very personal and pays attention. The elderly especially are the ones that get attacked with this stuff.
And it used to be back in my day, it was the gypsies that did it, you know, scam the elderly, and they'd say, hey, give me $2,000, we'll do your driveway. And then they'd come back and say, oh, no, it's $25,000, and now you need to go to the bank and da-da-da-da. So I get that part, but I don't get where you make a conscious decision to give up your shit and Zelle should have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's that to me. I kind of agree with that.
I hate it.
Of course,
I hate those
your heart
people.
goes out to those people. But
I've worked 1,000 cases like that, but I mean, I had one guy that was a preacher of a church. You know, they send him the thing saying, "Oh, you won the lottery. You just give us $11,000 for attorney's fees, and here's send him the check and all that." And it was a scam,
a total scam.
I'm like, bro, hey, you thought you were going to win $100 million for nothing?
Yeah,
but I guess greed plays a little bit. Self greed plays a little bit into it. I don't know.
Well, that's right, and we'll just end it with this. If anybody is asking for that information, any kind of information for you over the phone relative to like checking account numbers, credit card numbers, don't give it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not giving my shit out to anybody. Yeah, that.
That's right.
I don't know. It takes all kinds to make the world go round.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Tragic story, y'all. 8 people were killed in a crash on a Texas highway when a driver who was suspected of carrying smuggled immigrants crashed into an SUV while trying to run from officers. The driver of the Honda Civic, who authorities allege was involved in human smuggling, was from Houston and trying to dodge Zavala County Sheriff's Office deputies, according to a spokesperson for the Texas Department of Public Safety. All 8 people in both vehicles, including the 2 in the SUV, died. That's stupid. I mean, I hate that. Some of the passengers of the Honda Civic were immigrants from Honduras. This according to a social media post. And their identities have not been announced. The SUV burst into flames upon impact, killing both the driver and the passenger, who were from Georgia. The 2 people in the SUV have been identified as Jose Lerma, 67, and Isabel Lerma, 65, from Dalton, Georgia. In a GoFundMe, their son, Hario Lerma, said the couple was on their way to Mexico and sadly died instantly. And these events are things that no one expects, he wrote, adding that the funds raised would go towards the couple's funeral expenses.
Awful. Human smuggling, man.
I mean, that's it. And we talked about it before, but it's just, I mean, I think we had one where like 35 were dead in the back of a truck or something, overheating and stuff like that. They don't care about these people. And these people are just most of them are just trying to come in and work.
That's exactly
make a better
right.
life for themselves. It's not like they're the cartel smuggling and fentanyl or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And killed 8.
Burned up.
Texas.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's horrible. We're going to give you a WTF a little early today. That's right. I like giving these segments in the middle sometimes.
Yeah, mix it up.
This story would have been a story regardless of a WTF, but when I read it, I said WTF. And look, y'all, when we do these shows, I'm not the biggest fan of reporting on anything to do with children. That's just my thing. Yeah. Although, like what he says, it's real crime and it happens. But this one, WTF. So a couple faces multiple felony charges after injecting their baby with meth to treat her burn injuries last week. God. Horrible. On Friday, a baby girl just over a year old sustained several liquid burn injuries to her face as well as her upper and lower body. Instead of seeking medical care, Salazar said the baby's mother, 31-year-old Amanda Mann, called her partner, Dustin Lawrence, and asked him to bring home burn ointment. Salazar said that Mann and Lawrence treated the baby with ointment and then injected her with meth to help with the pain. What the fuck is wrong with you? The baby reportedly slept through the night. When she woke up, her parents pulled away the sheets and part of her skin peeled off.
Oh, my God.
I mean, bruh.
It reminds me of that baby, that boy that held that. The mom was working at Walmart, and he couldn't get the baby to stop crying, so he turned the water on as hot as he could and burned it, and the skin came off, and he put it in the bed. But he told me, I got confession out, and he said, I said, what, I had to play him. And then he said, what? He stopped crying when I held him under the water, right? The baby was in shock. Look at this baby's burned, and they're going to inject it with meth.
So investigators believe the parents knew they would be in trouble, so they tried to keep the situation quiet as the baby continued to experience physical problems. The infant struggled to breathe, so the parents used a bulb to extract mucus and attempted chest compressions. The detective said the parents eventually called a family friend who suggested they take the baby to the hospital, which they did on that night. Mann admitted the baby to the hospital, but she did not return. Investigators eventually found her milling around in the parking lot of the medical center. Further investigation revealed the baby sustained the burns from boiling water on the stove. Officials do not know if the water spill was intentional or accidental. The couple faces multiple felony charges based on the level of outright torture to this baby had to endure. I wish there was something else we could charge them with. That from detectives. Right. Amen to that, brother. As of November, as of this reading, the baby is still alive, and Salazar said he hopes the baby makes a full recovery. If that is not the case, the parents' charges will be upgraded. The sheriff added the baby girl was failing to thrive at only 18 pounds and 24 inches at the hospital. According to Salazar, the family lived in a filthy RV with 5 children, including a 6-year-old boy who reportedly tested positive for meth as well. Jeez. The sheriff called it an ugly, horrible case. I don't think there's a place in hell good enough for them.
Hashtag murder by you, right? That's so sad and so bad.
That's disgusting.
The only good part is the rest of those babies, hopefully, will be placed in a better place than where they were living at. I don't know what you say about that.
That's a WTF, and I'll tell you, it makes you say WTF is wrong with people. Right. What the hell is going on, man?
I've just seen it too many times. It just makes me want to throw up.
Yeah.
But they go into prison, and maybe they'll get some of that prison justice
That's
I was
right.
talking about.
Let's hope so.
Let me tell you about some of that in Alabama. In Alabama, man's family is alleging that he was sexually assaulted and beaten, leaving him in a coma at Staten Correctional Facility in Elmore, Alabama, just 2 weeks before he was set to be released. So Daniel Terry Williams, 22, was serving a 1-year sentence for assault and theft charges as part of a plea agreement, and he was set to be released on November 9th, the same day he died. He had only been at Staten for about 2 weeks following a transfer to the Elmore, Alabama Correctional Facility when he was beaten and sexually assaulted. Somebody's got to pay for it, and I'm not backing down. It's my son, Terry Williams, Daniel Williams' father. I'll go to my grave with this if I have to. Taylor Bosick, Daniel's stepmother, and Terry Williams' wife said a doctor told the family that Daniel was in a coma long before he ever got medical attention. Of course, we're sad, but we're angry. We're angry that they allowed this to happen. He was beaten for almost 2 days, she said. He was left unresponsive for half of the day before he was found. How? So Williams' girlfriend initially received a phone call from a warden at Staten Inn in October saying he had been hospitalized due to a drug overdose. His girlfriend then contacted Williams' parents to let them know. Then I called the ward myself to find out what was going on and why we had been contacted. And he said both Williams' parents had been marked NA on the contact slip, which is, excuse me, but a crock of crap, Bostic said of her October 25th phone call with the prison warden. But when I called, he told me Daniel's on life support, but the only time we call the family is when it looks like they're not going to make it. The warden also told Bostic that Williams had been hospitalized due to a drug overdose on October 22nd. And Bostic said she and Terry initially thought their son had gotten into something bad at the prison after Bostic's call with the warden, but when they arrived at the hospital where the 20-year-old was receiving treatment, they were shocked at what they discovered. He was black and blue from head to toe. He had restraint marks on his wrist. He had indents almost in his head from being beaten, Boston recalled. So my husband, Terry, called the warden and said, "Why the hell didn't you tell me my son died of an overdose when it was an assault?" And the warden said, "It's under investigation," and that's all we have heard from them since. Terry alleged that Daniel had been tied up and beaten on October 19th, 3 days before another inmate took him to an officer for help on October 22nd, citing what he had heard from other inmates at the facility. The Alabama Department of Corrections told Fox News Digital in a statement that a possible inmate-on-inmate assault was reported at Staten Correctional. Inmate Williams was discovered unresponsive in his dorm and was transported to the healthcare unit, Alabama Department of Corrections said. Medical personnel treated Williams and monitored his condition. The decision was made to transfer him to an area hospital for further evaluation and treatment, and he remained at the hospital until the family decided to remove him from life support. Wow. He was transported to Kilby Correctional Facility for long-term comfort care, where he died, y'all. Williams was transported back to prison after being taken off life support, Bostic said, and he was found unresponsive in the healthcare unit on November 9th. The medical staff were unable to resuscitate him. Wow. It's crazy, right? And so they're investigating it. But the Justice Department sued Alabama over the condition of its prisons in 2020 after federal investigation revealed that Alabama violated and is continuing to violate the Constitution because its prisons are riddled with prisoner on prisoner and guard on prisoner violence. Well, I don't know about that one. I don't know how to. 3 days, bro? You didn't get counted or anything?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know.
There might be some tomfoolery going on.
Going on. Some of those inmates might be lying. No doubt this guy evidently got beat, but there was, I don't know.
Well, and look, you and I know we have a whole show based around prison, right?
Bloody
Angola. And we got a good one coming up, by the way.
Yes, we do. You know, it's definitely got to tune in.
Yeah. So one thing that we know is prisons in general don't exactly let things get out publicly, or they don't like certain things to get. Look, you're dealing with the worst of the worst in the case of like Angola, what we cover, and probably this prison's pretty bad, obviously. Right. There's a lot that goes on that you're not dealing with a bunch of upstanding citizens a lot of
and what
times.
makes it worse, though, when stuff goes down is the prison code about not talking, right? And this dude gets beat down and you're going to go rat it out. Like,
you're going to end up just like him.
Exactly. I didn't see anything. But I don't know how you go 3 days with being beat like that without getting counted or whatever. I don't know. Maybe somebody's.
That's right. That's right. But like you always say, I mean, even the worst of the worst have a family that love him.
Yeah.
Our hearts go out to his family.
You and I talked to a family that has a loved one who died in Angola. Yeah. And I mean, he did some pretty bad shit, but they love him.
Yeah.
And it's suspect of how he died, but I don't know what you're going to do, right?
That's right. Wow, good story. Well, bad story, but interesting. 2 men have been charged with digging up their grandmother's grave in St. Louis, Woody.
Oh, Lord. guess they were looking for some jewelry.
Well, this is when I tell you this story, it's going to make a little more sense to you. Let's just put it that way. Two 73-year-old men.
73.
Yep. I knew that would get you right. 73. Two 73-year-old men were charged last week after they dug up their grandmother's grave over the course of several days. A Berkeley Police Department officer went to Washington Park Cemetery after receiving a call about property damage and located a man identified as Jimmy Allen throwing dirt from a gravesite. The officer then saw Zubelin Nash on his cell phone. Nash reportedly told the officer he was retrieving his grandmother's corpse to relocate her body and that Allen had been assisting him for the last several days. Allen corroborated that fact and said he completed most of the digging at the gravesite and was helping the defendant, in this case Nash, retrieve his grandmother's corpse. Nash was arrested on a charge of attempting to destroy or deface cemetery property, which is a misdemeanor. Berkeley Police Chief Art Jackson said that if the men wanted to remove the body, they would need a state order to do so. Washington Park Cemetery has been in existence for 100 years and is the final resting place for over 42,000 people. And for many years, I know that's a lot, huge. Right? Many years, it was one of the few cemeteries where the black community could bury their deceased. The cemetery site said the land is in a wretched state of neglect and disrepair. In a post on Facebook, Saving Washington Park, which is a group, said a lack of oversight and accountability of these sacred grounds led to the woman's grave being dug up. Nash reportedly drove from Houston to St. Louis and dug 6 feet down against his family's wishes to find his grandmother's remains.
What?
We're not there.
What?
We're not there. I told you the end of that would shock you. Next court date is scheduled for December 12th. That's right. He dug 6 feet down, nothing.
Okay,
No
kind of
remains.
confused. At first, I thought they're both 73, some maybe they're twins. It was their grandmother or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
No.
But then it takes them 3 days to dig 6 feet, I guess, because they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
And then, but still, why are you going to go get her body? They must have thought she had some jewelry on her or something. I know they said that they were going to move her, but.
Well, that's their story, and but shout out to the friend of the other friend. I mean, dude calls and says, "Hey, I need you to help me dig up my grandmother's grave," and he's like, he's a ride or die, man.
Right,
he's like, I'm there.
Let's do it.
Let me sharpen my shovel. But you do all that.
A couple of bad cemetery jokes.
Yeah,
I have a couple of bad.
I'm ready for them.
So the WL, he hardly ever smiles, but every time we pass the cemetery, I always say, is that place there? And he said, yes, sir. And I say, it's so popular, people are just dying to get in there. But the other one, we passed one the other day, and I told him, I said, you see that place over there? And he thought I was going to say the same joke. And I said, why don't you breathe when you're in there? And he stopped and looked at me, and he said, what are you talking about? I said, why don't you breathe when you're in the cemetery? He said, I don't know. I said, because you make the dead people jealous.
God.
Sorry, y'all.
Corny jokes for the day.
There you go. You got to have it.
Yeah, but all that work and
that's
where her remains. That's what drives me nuts. Now I want to know where her body is.
They must not be 42,000 people buried there like they say there is.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. All the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box. right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes, plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
1-800-Flowers.com knows that a gift is never just a gift. A gift is an expression of everything you feel and helps build more meaningful relationships. 1-800-Flowers takes the pressure off by helping you navigate life's important moments by making it simple to find the perfect gift. From flowers and cookies to cake and chocolate, 1-800-Flowers helps guide you in finding the right gift to say how you feel. To learn more, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/audio. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/audio.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Is it Kinky Crime time?
Time for Kinky Crimes on Thursday.
Thursdays are usually the best,
right?
I don't know why, but
this one,
Hump Day, maybe.
Yeah, the day after Hump Day.
Yeah,
y'all. This one is super, super interesting. I think somebody might be onto a little bit of genius here, but let's see. With the exception of her bright yellow rubber gloves, Lottie Ray scrubbed strangers' homes in the buff. That's naked, y'all. But that's not even the most unusual thing about the 32-year-old's job as a naked cleaner, charging $61 an hour to tidy clients' houses in the nude. Despite insisting she's just there to clean, some of her male clientele believe they're getting more bang for their buck, so to speak. All right? There's a fair few people who are creepy. A handful of the guys I clean for book cleaners on the premise, they'll get something else, Ray said. I'm clear. I'm there just to clean, but they'll say that other cleaners have been strippers or given massages. Ray, who describes herself as a free-spirited, took up the odd job in 2017 to make some extra cash, saying she wouldn't do it if there was no financial incentive. I'm always looking for ways to make extra money, and I quite like being naked, so okay, I'll try it, she explained. However, Ray freaked out with the first job she ever booked and didn't end up going after looking up the house on Google Maps and seeing it backed up to some woods. But going forward, I thought I can do this and started accepting jobs, she said. I've met all sorts of people over the years. While younger men with disposable income want to try something different, others think the maid routine is a ruse. With one guy even putting porn on his TV while a naked Ray polished and scrubbed his home, right? Creepy or pervy, men aside, some of her clientele just want company or someone to hang out with in the buff. One of her regular male clients is even a nudist himself. Imagine that. He's already naked when I get in. We have coffee, and I play with his dog, and then I get to work, she said. The clients will get naked as well. A few of them are quite nervous at first and keep their clothes on until they're confident enough to take them off. This is fucking crazy. One person she remembered had the dirtiest house she'd ever seen, but didn't want her to clean it. He just wants some company, Ray revealed, adding that her current and past partners are completely cool with her job.
I bet.
My friends and family know what I do, but I think they wonder why I do it, she said. They think all these men are weird and creepy, but in general, they're nice people. And y'all, we have some shots here.
Yeah, she doing a little cleaning.
They didn't tell you where she was from. Somebody needs to
Is she a local to Louisiana? This office is
back
a
this
disaster.
Look, my shit is dirty. Can you come clean and hang out with me in the nude?
You know, it's I've heard of this. And I'm not familiar if you know of any in Louisiana, not just for research purposes. If you know of Louisiana, shoot us a message.
Send us the number. And I'm pretty sure OnlyFans is taking the place of this. But
yeah,
if you can get this chick to come to your house and get naked and hang out with you,
entertainment at its best, I guess.
How do you even advertise that?
Look, and she says there's no
$61
shenanigans going on. It's
I might come clean your house for $61 an hour. $61 an hour naked.
That's right.
Probably not, but that's funny.
Well, how about the guy? He's naked and she's naked,
and she plays with his dog, and they have coffee. Right?
Got to be free. I got to be me.
Just wants to have some company. And
Love it.
Doesn't hurt that it's naked.
That's right. Kinky one.
Kinky crimes. Kinky period.
Yeah. All right. That was an interesting segment right there, bro. Right. I'm gonna tell you that. Ooh,
Tiffany.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
That's right. It's a mile high crime time. And this one, we brought you a story a while back about a young lady who had boarded a flight and they kicked her off because of the way she was dressed. And and when I posted this on the Facebook, I agree 100%. There was nothing wrong with what she had on. It was typically what teenagers and young adults wear these days. It was like a crop top, but it wasn't revealing. Right. It was really crazy that they kicked her off this flight. Well, this would be a different situation. This is one I can kind of see. Yeah. So a Brazilian influencer, Instagram influencer, has been barred from boarding a flight after arriving at the airport wearing nothing but a bikini and a bright blue wig.
Really?
The social media star, known online as Kine Chan, hit out at officials on Instagram after they told her that her flesh-flashing outfit wasn't appropriate. The incident occurred in a flight taking off from southern Brazil, which Brazil's pretty lenient. Right. So it must have been revealing, and we're going to show you the pictures. But Kine Chan expressed her outrage online, and her post is now resurfaced due to a surge of global interest in the story. A very annoying situation happened this weekend. The 21-year-old wrote beneath the photos of her strutting through the departure lounge. Kine Chan explained that she was dressed as character Rebecca from the popular anime series Cyberpunk and was en route to a cosplay convention. So, it's making a little bit of sense. I already knew I might be late, so I got dressed so as not to waste time and be able to go straight to my destination. That makes sense. Explaining why she opted to wear the skimpy swimwear on the flight, but she was told to go home and change her clothes because she was not wearing what was appropriate. Now, when you see these pictures, she was looking for a little bit of attention. Trust me. She knew when she left the house, people were going to be looking. Kine Chan, who posts more than 670,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, that's why she
did not disclose which airport she was planning to fly with. So it's unclear whether the fan was in breach of specific dress requirements, but I would say she was. A number of fans took to the comment section beneath her post saying while they adored her, they agreed with the decision to bar from the flight. And numerous fans reached out. Several people attacked the influencer, saying the bikini stunt was nothing but a bid for attention. Wow. I would probably agree with that. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is we're going to post on the Facebook. We're going to post some pictures, and y'all tell us
with the blue hair and everything.
With the blue hair and everything, y'all tell us if you think it's appropriate. Now, I'm not saying that I think it looks good, but I don't know if you need to be getting on a flight.
I never even really thought about airlines having dress codes, but somebody's always got to fuck it up like this, right?
Yeah,
that's too far.
That's a little bit too far.
Even being the dude, that might make me uncomfortable, right?
It is. It's a little bit too far. And these cosplay conventions are really popular. This anime stuff, really popular.
Big time stuff.
And so at a cosplay convention, that would be
Right,
appropriate.
right.
But
No,
the thing was, you wasn't at a cosplay convention, my girl.
It takes you 2 seconds to just to take that little bikini out of your purse and change into it. Right?
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
that is your mile high crime for today.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
And normally you'd be hearing some banjos, right? We ain't got no banjos
We ain't no
today.
banjos
And we ain't going to take Mike's segment.
That's
Although
right.
I did yesterday read Woody's Kinky Crime.
good.
It's better when he... I like to listen to Kinky Crimes more than read them.
Well, that's
But,
all good.
I'll tell you a couple of things, couple of quick announcements that I want to say, and then Woody's got some stuff to say. First of all, I know everybody's been asking about swag, and we've got some T-shirts that we're working on that are segmented. So we've got a Kinky Crimes, we've got a Dumb Criminals, and we've got a My High Crimes. And what I'm thinking about doing is maybe making these Christmas special or something where you can get all three for a certain price. So just bear with us on that, but you'll see it posted on the Facebook when they're ready.
Yeah, super, super cool. And again, y'all would just love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, liking, sharing. And look, if you ever get in, I can almost guarantee you're going to get an RLRC drop, right? And if you get in and you can't hear it for some reason, message us and let us know so we can get it fixed.
Yeah, a lot of times that's how we find out.
I hated that this one went on for so long, and we should have had it's certainly not Envision Podcast Studio or my fault, but we should have had a system in place with the company that we use that we got alerted. We just didn't. So and just let us know and so, problem's going to happen so we can get it fixed. And I appreciate y'all.
That's right. And also we want to mention, keep sending in, like if you come across an interesting story and you want to see us feature it, send us a message there on Facebook.
Right.
And a lot of times we've had a lot of people send those in, and look, there's millions of crazy crime stories out there.
Right.
And we can only look at so many and research so many. So there's some that, hey, if you see one that's cool, send it to us. We'll feature
Especially
it.
the segments. And you might know something in your hometown, Kinky Crimes or Dumb Criminals or whatever. Let us know.
Yeah, if you see something kinky, send it on. Send it on.
Please send those. Yeah.
For sure. But we do appreciate and we encourage, obviously, with our fans that listen to our show, we encourage all that interaction.
Right,
We want to. We're like a family around here, so we want y'all to send in those things, and we'll definitely feature them.
And then don't forget your original Real Life Real Crime drops on
Tuesdays.
Bloody Angola on Thursday. And this one is really a good one that starts. And
it's fire.
Yeah, right. So
It's fire.
Jim put a lot of work into this one, and we have we'll say, a guest person.
Yeah. We're not going to let the cat out the bag too early.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And there's no Mike Agovino today.
Mike Agovino.
But for Mike Agovino, we're Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Passload's fuel system makes their cordless nailers the lightest weight in the market, providing longer run times between charges and portability on the job site without hoses or compressors. Start working more efficiently and pick one up today. Save big on Passload nailers and fasteners now at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big.